Hello everyone, welcome. This time, after completing the registration of the purchased land on September 15th, I started preparing the documents to submit to crowdfunding, and I was able to successfully start crowdfunding on October 27th. And 3 weeks later, on November 16th, the work started. So I would like to inform you about the progress since the site preparation and logging work of Minnnano Satoyama Mihara began. Masatoki Sangyo, a company specializing in forestry and civil engineering work, took time out of other contract work to begin the felling work on November 16th. First, they cut the undergrowth about 1 meter, which is 3.3 feet wide, from the entrance on the site, 160 meters, which is about 174 yards away from the edge of the site, to create path and to make it possible to see the inside of the site, which took one whole day. That evening, I was contacted and asked to go into the forest with President Satoki to see what was going on inside. Unfortunately, it rained at dawn the next day, and due to poor footing, we had to cancel the tour that day, and the tour was held 3 days later on Sunday afternoon. Personally, for the first time in little over 60 years, I will be able to see the area where my father used to cultivate the fields. So I got ready myself and stood at the entrance of the grounds, prepared to die. Then I remembered that I had forgotten my trekking poles. Mr. Masatoki immediately looked around and found a suitable branch and had 2 improvised canes made for me. Thanks to that, I was able to follow Mr. Masatoki to our destination. So in this video, I decided to put my own embarrassment aside and leave our conversation in Hiroshima dialect so that everyone can feel the realism of the situation. In that, I had to laugh out loud at my own Hiroshima dialect while editing this video. In fact, this video actually depicts a very serious situation, but I hope that you will be able to laugh while watching
はい、ゆっくり行きます。あ、ちょっと待って。10メーターの辺から、ちょっとやってほしいんだけど、どこから行くか。10メーターぐらい。まっすぐだけ。10メーター入ったとこから紐を引いたら。
いや、GPS で測れよ。
あ、そう？
あ、こう行って、向こう現地点を登録して、ここへ出てきたら、メーターわかる？
わかったわかった。ほいじゃあよろしい。ほんじゃあそれ今持っとってのは持ったんでみいか。置いとこう。はい。はい。石がいっぱいありますね。本当に。はい。谷みたいなとこはある。そうでもない。
谷みたいなとこは通ってない。
はは。
ここが一番しんどいて。
はい。
ここは。
なるほど。ここをどうやって平たにするかじゃね。ここをどうやって平たにするかじゃね。よこしょ。よこしょ。こういうことか。ここがちょっと。よこしょ。よこしょ。よこしょ。うん。いいよ。大丈夫、大丈夫。はい。足場を確保しながら上がりましょう。よっこいしょ。いや、でもこれ杖があるとやっぱり違いますよ。ね、危ないよね。よっこいしょ。よっこいしょ。あ、上がった。これが園庭ですよね。これが園庭だね。はあ すごいな。ここはある程度道らしきものがあったんですか？うん。はあはあ。まあ多少切っちゃったんだけど。ああ、どう本当じゃね。はあはあ、ありがとうございました。本当じゃね。うん。本当よ。救急車呼ばんようになって大変じゃもん。もちろんもちろん。おある程度大きい木も切っとってじゃね。
奥からね、
はい。
やってきたかったんよ。そうなるけど。
ああ。
大体奥からこっちにも出てくるんよ。
なるほどね。
普通はね。
うんうん。でも奥へ行くのが大変よね。そうじゃね。うわ。こんな大きい竹も切っちゃった。竹やぶがあるとは聞いとったけども。竹やぶがあるとは聞いとったけども。
田中さんだからどの道を通って奥行きよったかは知らんよ、僕らは。
うん。いや、多分縁って通ってきたんだからここじゃないかな。うん。うん。そうでしょう。一応、通り道があったけ、畑まで行きよったんじゃけね。よいしょ。
これもね、いいとこつまでたんよ。まっすぐ行ったらもう、段が多いんで。
はあはあ。
平らなとこ、平らなとこ。
はいはい。わかりました。じゃあ、どちらにしても直線じゃ測れんことだね。そういうことか。
だけど GPS は直線で測るっていうね。
そうでしょう。私もそう思った。よし。はい。はい。そうですね。私もGoogle Earth でね、メーター数を入れてから、格好の印は入れたんだけ。そう違わんと思うんだけど。なるほど。はいはい。なんとか。はいはい。あ、そうじゃね。なるほど。スパイク好きか。うん。スパイクか。まあ、これこそ本当の遊歩道じゃね。この奥までペットボトルが落ちとるような。はあ。ねえ。いや、津波建設さんには、この奥のと、県道から見える分、もうちょっと見てください言うとんじゃけどね。いや、中から見てもらうんだけど、ゴミを全部見ることができる。これ見てスタイロフォームまであるよ。ねえ。やっぱり流れてくるんですよね、雨で。うん。私、それ、県に言うたんよ。ね。上に流したら全部川まで流れますよ、言って。ゴミだらけもええとこじゃない。ほんとじゃ。だからペットボトルもあるわいね。うん。こ
こが一番の、
うん。
見せ場なんよ、ここの場所が。
はあはあ、そうじゃね。
あっちはね、そう大してのあれじゃないよ。
わかります。
ここが、
うん。
見せ場じゃのに、
うん。
この見せ場にゴミがあるって。
そうじゃね。
で、
はい。
クライミングにしても大きな木が多いだろ、こんな木が。
ああ、ほんまじゃ。
だけ、
うん。
ここが向いとるけ思うて、ここが稲荷さん。これが稲荷さん。
ああ、ほんとじゃ。なるほど。
木が乗っとるけね、気をつけてよ、これ。
うん。
折れてから。
まあ、ほんまにゴミだらけもいいとこだね。
これ見て、あの上を。まあ、すごいよ。剣道の上までずーっとゴミだらけよ。
まよ。ゴミだらけもいいとこじゃん。本当にゴミだらけだね。でもこんな大きな木があるの見て私嬉しいわ。
When I got to the edge of the site, I found a pedestal that was indeed an inari shrine. My sisters talked about how in the distant past, around the time when the camellias bloomed, everyone would gather to enjoy camellia blossom viewing. From there, I looked down toward the river and found several flat areas of land, and on the side of them, there were still water bottle pot
これ
made
の枠みたいな
from
のがあるでしょ。
piled up stones.
多分、壺だろう思うんよ。
壺？
壺。昔の水汲みよったとこ。
あははは。そういうことか。
それだけ畑じゃったんよ、ここが。
うん。
だんだんなっとろう。
そうそ
それだけここが一番適しとるんよ。
う。もしかしたらここが畑でうちのお父さんがやろったんかね。
そうだろうね。
ねえ。
ここが一番向いとるし、こっちから全部切ってこう思うよったんよ。整理してこう思うよったんよ。
はいはい。
ほんならこうなっとるけ。
まあじゃね。それはびっくり。
がっくりきたよ。
がっくりきたね。
いや、切ろうと思ったんだけど、木と混ざったらね、もうどうしようもないけ。
ほんとじゃ。ここなんか鶴みたいじゃないですか。その木が。で、これはえらい大きい木じゃけども、穴んこが開いとるのはどうなる？そこの木。下の。
これは切りゃいいじゃん、いけんかったら。
ほんと。でもなかなか立派な木じゃね。
ここへね、
はい。
谷があるんだけど、ここが高いだろうと思うよ。
はあはあ。大きな谷。それはね、上からあるのは聞いとったんよ。で、あそこの、よいしょ。すごい。こんなもんで入った。田園の手前で畑を商店人がね、この谷からゴミがいっぱい落ちてくるんじゃいて。じゃあ。
これいっぱいゴミが流れてるじゃん。
そうじゃね。ちょっと待ってよ。ちょっと。
From there, I looked toward the prefectural road on the other side, which was on steep slope. The only words to describe what I saw are, "Oh my God." As far as the eyes can see, from just below the prefectural road to the middle of the site, which is about 30 meters, which about 32 yards down, there are piles and piles of garbage that have been illegally dumped for many years. But I cannot remain depressed here. After visiting the site, we went to a coffee shop near my home with Mr. Masatoki for coffee, where we were able to have a discussion. Mr. Masatoki's conclusion is that the trees cannot be cut without first clearing up and cleaning up this mountain of garbage. The next day, which was Monday, I immediately went to the office of Tsunami Construction, a general contractor to whom I have been indebted to since the beginning of this project, and reported the current situation. In order to move on to the next stage, I first asked them to find someone who can collect and dispose of the garbage, and I asked them to get a quote from a company that could do the work for them. First of all, Tsunami Construction needed to do a preliminary inspection before bringing contractors to the site. So 2 days later, I decided to guide Tsunami Construction to the site myself. 2 days later, on a Wednesday afternoon, I met a young man who is 50 years younger than me. and is currently training to become the fourth president of tsunami construction. This nice young man, who is company president's son, went to the Satoyama site with me. And this second time, I was even more equipped than the first time. And I wore shoes with spikes on my feet to prevent slipping when I walked on the mountain path. A week later, after he took a garbage collection and disposal specialist to a preliminary inspection, I heard from Tsunami Construction what the contractor had said. Garbage filled a 30 to 40 meters wide area from the prefecture road to about halfway down the steep slope of the site. Even at a quick glance, it would be difficult to clean up the mountain of garbage, which seems to weigh 2 to 3 tons per truck, unless there is a road for the truck to enter through the entrance. I had to admit that the mountain of trash that was not visible from the prefecture road was much larger than I had expected. As a result, we are currently requesting a subcontractor from Tsunami Construction, a specialist in civil engineering, to provide an estimate for the construction of the road. If you change your perspective a bit and go up the prefecture road above the site, you will now see a sign saying that illegal dumping is illegal. As soon as I started this project on September 15th, I contacted the prefecture road administrator to complain about the current situation and requested that they at least put up a signboard to prevent illegal abandonment from happening in the future. This is the result of my request. However, if you look at the current situation, you can see that the mountain of garbage is spreading out in front of us to the extent that it is already too late. This also showed us the fact that for many years, there are so many people who have been using this mountain road where the road has been widened for the safety of people passing through it as a parking lot where they stop to dump their trash from there. If you go up this mountain road just for about 5 more minutes to avoid inconveniencing others, you will see there is a fine garbage incinerator set up by Mihara City. This is hard to comprehend the situation. Many people probably wanted to save as much gas and time as possible, even though it is clear that this garbage was thrown from prefecture roads. The policy of the prefecture and city is that the owners of private land are supposed to clean up such garbage, and they do not take any action whatsoever. I feel regretful now, thinking that if one had been taught to put oneself in other people's shoes and think about things, these problems would not have occurred. I think we should take this opportunity to think about showing this YouTube video to our children and using it for their education. No matter where you are currently watching this video, I hope you will use it to this perspectives as well. As the saying goes, turn disaster into good fortune. I have already come up with many ideas on how to turn this mountain of garbage into a treasure mountain. There's a lesson in the teaching of Jesus that says, "Ask and it will be given to you." Not by chance, but unexpectedly, I received a call from a small and medium-sized business consultant who lives in Fukuoka City, Kyushu. While I was in the middle of thinking about how to proceed with this Everyone's Satoyama Mihara project, He wanted to visit the site once. When I first spoke to him over the phone, I saw no reason to decline his offer and was happy to accept it. As I talked with this person few more times after that, I felt happy that there were other persons in this world who thought the same way as me. The nickname I gave this person in my mind was Ishin Otasukenin, which means the helper. To take this opportunity, I have decided to hold a dinner party on December 5th, inviting people who have already been involved in various ways since the project began. There was only a week left before the event date, but after securing a location and inviting 17 people via email, 10 people ended up attending at their convenience. Although just about everyone met each other for the first time and started by exchanging business cards, we were able to spend a fun time that could be described as amicable harmony. Even though the road ahead seems to be difficult, if you can see the light at the end, you can keep moving forward. Even when I was looking at a pile of garbage, I could see the sunlight filtering through the trees. All we can do is find hope in that light and move forward. Why did I come up with this project, and why am I trying to complete it? I will always keep this in mind as I move forward. Finally, with a picture from I entered the Satoyama from the second time with the Everyone Satoyama Mihara as the background, please take a look at my brave appearance as I bid you farewell. Thank you and hope to see you again.